Drop it. Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Flexy, and today I've got another video for you. Now this time this is basically a follow-up to the Remote Duel that I've uploaded the other day, like 4 days ago or something. This is my Appliancer Deck Profile. It's changed a little bit from how it was in the Remote Duel. It's only like 3 cards that I've changed, so let's hop right into it. Now I want to say also that I've done an in-depth Appliancer Profile a while back, and most of the explanations for the ratios are still the same today. So if you have any more in-depth questions, then I suggest you check them out or just leave them in the comments. I'm going to explain them to you. But most of the time it's going to be the same, and also not too much has changed. So I'm still playing 3 Soccer Troll and 3 Copy Buckle. Soccer Troll, obviously the main card in the entire deck, or like for the entire archetype. It's basically 3 monsters in one once you get out his special summoning effect. He also helps with that because you control a Soccer Troll and then special summon a Soccer Troll, which can also be name copied by Copy Buckle. Then you can special summon one other Soccer Troll from your deck. So basically giving you free materials and stuff. That's pretty cool. Probably never going to change those ratios unless I choose to play a different playstyle of Appliancers, which I'm probably not going to do. But I did decide to bump up the Breaker Bungles to 2, because the way I play this deck is I like to play as much as possible around the Laundry Dragon, which destroys monsters by battle, usually also himself, because you want to crash him into like higher attack monsters, and then your opponent takes the damage. But at the same time you lose your Laundry Dragons, but with the Breaker Bunkle in hand you can just discard it, and then he's not going to be destroyed by battle, right? So usually I play this at 1, as in it can come up sometimes, but it's not an important card, but right now I feel like it is. I have even considered playing it at 3, but so far I didn't really feel it's necessary, but I'm testing it out at 2, and then if anything changes I'm gonna let you guys know. So for now it's gonna be like this. Then in terms of other Appliancer cards, I'm playing 4 Field Spells basically. The Field Spell searches a card and it helps you generate advantage by taking back cards from your graveyard, and at the same time can help you play around those co-link, not co-link mechanics in the extra deck monsters, which also, if you need an explanation on that, then check out my other profile. Gonna link it right now in the top right corner, like information tab thing. And I also chose to cut down on the Appliancer reuse, which is basically a soft once per turn, or like a not once per turn Monster Reborn, which also helps you refill your extra deck, because like you can Monster Reborn an extra deck monster with it, and then it says put it back onto the deck when it leaves the field, which basically means summon an extra deck monster like Laundry Dragon, attack into a Kaiju, and then put it back in the extra deck, which is pretty dope. But also, since I play 1 Appliancer test, I felt like 3 Monster Reborns in a deck is enough. But also I only play 1 test because it's hard once per turn, and it also requires you to have a Link 2 monster on the field, so it's kind of situational and only for the grindy games, like grindier game states, so that's why I only play 1 of those. Now the next cards I'm playing are a little Cybers package with 3 Format Skipper and 1 Gusari at Ignister. Now Format Skipper can turn into any Link monster in your extra deck and be used as a Link material for like with that card's name and type and attribute and stuff. And Gusari at Ignister can be special summoned from your hand when a Link monster is destroyed by battle. And since the way I play this deck, at least, the deck entirely revolves around Link monsters being destroyed by battle, I feel this is a very good inclusion. Format Skipper also can function as a pseudo combo starter. I like this package a lot. Also, this can help OTK in some situations. If you watch the Remote Duel, I mentioned how I could have OTK'd with this card, but I kind of misplayed it, and then I didn't really manage to do it. But this can really come up handy sometimes. And now, since I've talked about this a few times already, I'm playing 6 Kaijus in my main deck, and usually I would play 3 Thunder King and 3 Jizukiru because they're the highest attack Kaijus. So not only can you give them to your opponent and attack into them with Laundry Dragon and deal 3300 damage to your opponent, but also if you Kaiju your opponent, then special summon one of the Kaijus to your own side of the field and then get rid of theirs, you still have a 3300 beat stick on your field, right? So that's also insane. But I don't own 3 Jizukiru at the moment, so I'm not playing them. Instead I'm playing 1 Dogoran and 1 Gameciel, because they're the next highest attack Kaijus that I'm freely possessing. But at one point I'm gonna buy 2 more, and then I'm gonna play 3 Jizukiru, 3 Thunder King. I feel 6 Kaijus are enough. Maybe I'm gonna bump them up a little more in the future, but for now I think this is a good enough ratio. Next cards I chose to play are Hand Traps. I'm main decking 3 Nibiru, 3 Effect Veiler. Nibiru obviously against combo decks. Also, most of my friends play combo decks, especially like more roguish level combo decks. So I feel Nibiru is probably the most powerful card against that. And also Effect Veiler. I've been thinking about playing Ashe maybe, or Droll instead, but I feel like Effect Veiler is a little more versatile than Ashe in the current format, or like against the combo decks that I'm playing against and stuff. So that's why I decided on those. But you could pretty much... Actually, I've been even thinking about playing Imperm in this one, but I didn't own an Imperm at the time. I'm gonna own one very soon. There's also gonna be a video on that, so stay tuned for that. But yeah. Then I'm playing some more, I want to say, extender cards, which is 2 Machine Duplication and 2 Wear Out. Though I used to play more of them, but I needed some deck space and I decided to cut down on them. So 2 Machine Dupe, 2 Wear Out, though, basically doing the same thing, right? So you control a level 1 monster, or like attack monster with 500 less attack, level 1 monster, and then you splash summon out 2, or you search 1, which in Appliancer, searching a level 1 monster that you control is usually going to be the soccer troll, right? So it's essentially doing the same thing. You could also play 3 Machine Dupe, 1 Wear Out, or whatever. It's not a huge difference. For the sake of symmetry, I decided to play 2 and 2. So the next card I'm playing is 2 Pot of Avarice. 3 is a little much, because you won't be able to always, especially not on turn 1, have a full graveyard to profit off of it. But especially after a few turns, you will have to recycle all the Launch Dragons, because you would have used them to beat over Kaijus or whatever. Therefore, I feel 2 is very good for this deck. And then there's 3 Solemn Strikes, my favorite card, one of my favorite all-time cards. It's super helpful. Counter traps not being able to react to is extremely powerful. Baiting out a negate with like a Gamma Seal or an Appaloosa, and then striking that, or striking some important summon, especially against more roguish combo decks. Super powerful. I can only recommend it. I've been even thinking about maybe playing Solemn Judgment or Solemn Warning in addition to this, but for now I kind of feel like it's not necessary, and also I don't really have the deck space, but I might do it in the future. So that's it about the main deck, and now quickly talking about the extra deck. I'm still playing all 5 of the Appliancer extra deck monsters, but the most important ones are the Laundry Dragon and the... I still don't know, is it Celtopus or Keltopus? I don't know, but something like that. So those 2 are the most important ones. This is Link 2 monster. It gives you the zones to summon more Appliancer monsters from your extra deck, and the Laundry Dragon, when he's not cold-linked, you can attack into a monster. Nobody if he takes battle damage, but then he takes damage and, equal to the attack points of the monster you attack. That's why I'm playing the Kaijus too. So I summon the Kaiju onto the side, summon the Laundry Dragon where he's not cold-linked, then attack into the Kaiju, both get destroyed, and then your opponent takes 3300 damage, right? And usually when I go first, I try to draw into some of the back row cards, maybe even hand traps, then summon 3 monsters, go into a Link 2 monster, then summon the Laundry Dragon in any of the zones, doesn't really matter, and then I link this one away into another Laundry Dragon. So ending on 2 Laundry Dragons, plus maybe 1 or 2 hand traps and like a Solemn Strike or whatever, usually is super powerful, because you can get rid of them by battle without losing life points and resources. At the same time, you're protected by other traps and hand traps, right? The other 3, now this one can negate attacks, basically, and he can also help you switch the positions of your monsters, so they're cold-linked or not cold-linked, depending on however you like them to be, which can be helpful at times, but usually I found that it's more efficient to have multiple Laundry Drakes on board, rather than trying to play around the different ones. He can help you pop cards, so that's kind of cool, I guess. He's sort of a in-archetype Nightmare Cerberus, but he doesn't come up too often in my opinion. And then Kappa Scale can help tag out for other resources, but in my opinion he hasn't come up too often, so I'm only playing them for the names. I want to keep this basically as pure as possible, especially because this is more of a casual deck of mine. So I'm not trying to play some crazy needle fiber combo shenanigans, and this I'm gonna keep it like this, keep it pretty simple, even though I could probably take out all 9 of those and my playstyle wouldn't change at all. I could put in whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. I hope you could have learned something from this. I'm gonna do way more content in the future. I plan on doing like more regular remote duels, maybe even once a week, depending on how often I can get my friends to record them with me. So stay tuned for that for sure. I'm also trying to play a little more Appliancers, because I really like the deck. I like the playstyle, and I feel like in a weird way it's kind of a counter to some of the decks, especially the ones around me. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, then leave a thumbs down, but especially let me know in the comments what you didn't like, because I'm always trying to improve my content. I've also invested in some new setup. Also, yeah, as I said, I'm gonna do more remote duels. I got some very cool stuff planned in the future. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you feel like it. And other than that, guys, see you next time.